they don't want to fix any of this. Like the people that are working for the homeless, he was talking about the average salary was like $800,000.
There was just one last week. This woman runs a homeless nonprofit, $1.6 million a year salary. Homeless nonprofit.
Nonprofit.
Exactly.
And she's killing it.
Exactly. There's another
She's
one.
a millionaire.
There's another one yesterday. He's like, I don't know, some business like, it's a nonprofit, 2.6 million a year. You know, it's just.
And here's the most important thing. The homelessness only got worse.
Exactly.
Like if in the private sector, imagine if you were a CEO of a company that was just losing insane amounts of money and never completing its tasks, never doing the thing that it set out to do.
This is the main thing. I think it's like the more I look at it, the more insane it is. And everyone just looks at it and no one's ever pointed this stuff out. Like the government just makes everything so expensive in California. Everyone says, oh, it's so expensive. What are we going to do? We'd better give them more welfare benefits because
we better have a billionaire wealth tax.
Billionaire wealth tax.
Or steal money from the richest people without addressing fraud and waste at all.
But by the way, the richest people already pay about half the income tax, the top 1%.
Yes. So there's a small number of people in California alone that are responsible for an extraordinary amount of the tax base.
Yeah,
just a very small number of people, and you're scaring them away. And
they don't have that mentality of cutting costs like every
because
normal
they
business
get
does.
paid no matter what.
Exactly.
This is what I said during COVID. I said I think the mayor should get paid dependent upon the GDP of the city.
Yeah.
So
brilliant.
like if the city if you lose 70% of the restaurants, which like Los Angeles did during
yes.
Garcetti should have lost 70% of his paycheck. You should if you lose like 70% of businesses,
yes.
you should lose 70% of your income. And I guarantee you they would be more friendly to business if that happened.
Exactly. And they don't care. And this is what happens. I think when you've got this one party rule thing that's been going on for 16 years now, they've run everything. They don't care because they think they'll be in power forever. And it just doesn't matter.
And it seems like they will. Like, look at what they did to Spencer Pratt.
I know, it's crazy.
And what they did to Spencer Pratt was so transparent that even Democrats admit there's something weird about the fact that Nithya Raman all of a sudden got way more votes than Karen Bass, way more in the mail-ins. And people voted for an increase in taxes.
I know. It's just...
That doesn't make any sense. Nobody votes for an increase in taxes.
And actually, in recent years in California, anything like that has been voted down.
Right.
And just in the last few years.
And it was only the mail-in ballots that turned it.
Well, look, this is the... I always say...
They're fucking dirty.
People bring it up the whole time. And I say, yeah, whatever. They've made it legal, right? This is not illegal. And the scam... is so bad. We've looked into a few of these. We were just, through the year, we're following some of this money. It's just everywhere you look. So cannabis, right? They legalized cannabis, Prop 64 in California. And there's a tax. And the tax is part of selling it to the public was we're going to have the tax and it's going to pay for substance abuse prevention. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So we looked into it. $350 million of that goes to this non-profit, with some nice sounding name about health. And then you actually track the money. They give out these little grants, million each, million here, 750,000 there, to 500 or so other non-profits. And then you look at what they do. Voter registration, ballot harvesting, all of this shit. I mean, This is what they do.
Stealing money.
And we're paying for it. And there's so many examples. We've just found a few of them. I mean, remember, they've doubled the budget of California, more than doubled in the last 10 years. These are the numbers. This year, the budget is just over $350 billion, the total budget. 10 years ago, it was 170. And everything's worse.
Crazy.
It's so bad. My other favorite example is that, there's so many. Every day you learn about these crazy things. Prisons, right, they've been shutting the prisons, which I totally disagree with. Because, whatever, that's a different story. But in the time they basically cut the prison population, it's not quite half, but nearly. The budget has doubled. I mean, it's just...
Well,
And
I
you
mean,
just think, what is
it's so
going on?
transparent. Like, look what they did in Los Angeles with the fire relief money.
Yes. Yeah, fire aid. That was disgusting. So disgusting. You had people, good-hearted people, wanting to help their own money. That's supposed to be charity.
Yes.
And it's going into this political slush
It
fund.
went all of it into nonprofits.
Yeah.
And not just one nonprofit, like 200 different nonprofits.
Exactly.
Spencer Pratt laid it all out, like how they
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it and what
he's
they
right.
do. And no money went to anybody who lost their home,
None. And
which should be illegal. That's not
they've
fire aid.
legalized all of this. That's the point. And so I always say, yeah, we've got this system, but there's only one answer in advance of being able to get in power and do something about it is we just got to get every vote. We've got to get every vote. And I know people look at this race and say, well, you're never going to win. It's hopeless. I don't think that's true. I think that actually people are really pissed off. If you give them a sense that we can really, this is not a hopeless cause, and I think we're showing that. We've just got to, I mean, I've got this guy running against me who's just a complete joke. I mean,
Who is it?
he's called Javier Becerra. He was Biden's health secretary. He was, I mean, I want to say one thing before I say the most important thing about him. But since we've just been having a go at him, telling the truth about what he did as Biden's health secretary, his score's been coming down with not that much effort from us. And we don't have money. We're a scrappy startup, right? They've got this big machine, the government unions, they just, roll on. He's like the first poll that came out in the race was just after the primary. It's over. What's the point? 61-36. He had 61, I had 36. The next one is like 55. This was just the other week. 55. I think I had 37. There's one we just heard about where the gap's under 10%. So no one wants this to go on in California. There's a majority who want to get rid of this. But it's just been this sense that it's impossible and we just have to put up with it or leave. And I think if we change that attitude, I think people are going to vote this regime out. It's so bad. Anyway,
Well, we've seen the map, the electoral map that they put out from 2020 versus 2024. And the difference being, you look at all the counties that went red, that used to be blue, where people are freaked out. The problem is these high population urban areas where people live in these liberal bubbles, which is Los Angeles, is the craziest version of that.
And Los Angeles County is 23% of the vote in all of California.
Let's put this into Perplexity. Ask Perplexity how many people in Los Angeles are on SSRIs.
Okay. I didn't think that's where you were going.
I would like to know.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of people that are they're medicated, and it's part of what helps them agree to this nonsense is that they're in this zombie catatonic state from antidepressants and antipsychotics and anti this and anti that and anxiety medication, and they're fucking cloudy. They don't see things, and they're surrounded by this echo chamber of people that only agree with them. No reliable public count of current SSRI users, specifically in Los Angeles, but a reasonable rough estimate for Los Angeles County is on the order of 500,000 to 700,000 adults, not a precise head count. Now, how many people are in Los Angeles?
There's 10 million in the county.
Okay, I think that's way low. I bet it's 10 times that. I bet it's everyone. I think, no, all bullshit aside, I bet there's a few million. Los Angeles County has roughly 7.8 to 8 million adults. If about 11 to 17% take antidepressants, roughly 60 to 70% of antidepressant users take an SSRI. The implied range is 530 to 950, so maybe a million. I think it's probably a few million. I know a lot of people that are on them, man. A lot. I think it's like more represented in Los Angeles. And there's also this idea that you need a medication because you have an imbalance. You need medication.
This over-medication, that's really bad.
Well, also the
Just
imbalance
generally.
thing has been disproven.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's not what it is. And then there's a reality of your physical being, okay? If you live a sedentary lifestyle, you eat terrible food, your physical body is going to feel like shit, and you're not going to be happy. That's just how it works as a human being.
Totally right.
That's it.
It's like if you're feeling down or pissed off, like literally do some exercise.